Hey, we're here. It's Friday night, and we took Wednesday night off for a couple of reasons.
Should have took the night off.
Just took tonight off. Well, we'll make it a quicker show, unless I'll make it pretty quick. But if you guys get super chatty, we'll hang around, of course, because we value you and your comments, and David and Zero and Lee and everybody else that comes in with comments. We value Packer fan 1993. Anybody else that joins in, mom and dad. Speaking of mom and dad, be right back.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have that with you. Where have you been, Dingus, Magingus?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
neither
that's
we're
the
not
wrong thing.
neither of us are gonna have that anymore.
That's the wrong thing. Mom and dad, 49 years yesterday. Married couple.
49 years of marriage.
Hey, David, Merry Christmas to you as well. We're giving mom and dad a fart gun salute for 49-year anniversary yesterday. Mom and dad, without them making that decision 49 years ago, Ben wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. Sarah wouldn't have got spoiled for all those years.
Mm-mm.
You know, that's just the way it went.
She's making up for it now, though. yeah.
She's doing a lot of. She's helping out, and mom
Thank
and
God
dad
for
need
Sarah.
some help.
Thank God for Sarah. She's ooh.
That's part of 49 years right there.
Wait, one more fart gun salute.
For
Happy birthday 2 days early to baby Jesus. Happy birthday, fart gun salute on your birthday, baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus fart gun salute. Okay.
Sure.
We'll give Sarah a fart gun salute for all the stuff she's been doing. She's been picking up a lot of slack.
Okay, you can't. Wait a minute. You can't say baby Jesus and then follow it with Sarah. That's like no.
Whatever. I can say it
I mean,
if I want.
Sarah. Some people think Sarah's a saint or something like that, but she ain't no, like offspring of God or whatever. I mean, come on, dude. Put that away. The of us are going to have that next year.
Well,
our teams are too good this year.
Can't you still win it? Because you lost right away?
No, because I'm out of that bracket. I'm out of the crap bracket. I
thought you get back into it, don't you? You don't?
No.
Oh, dang it. So you have to already start in the bottom.
And I got screwed by the refs again.
Say it. What happened? You, Viking Mo. We're trying. Here's the thing, and before we get into actual
I
Packer
don't talk about
talk,
Viking
David.
Mo. I'm sick of Viking Mo and his
all right.
bull crap.
Well, I'm going to say something real quick before we get into Packer talk, and we got some Packer talk real quick. But as far as the Haven Fantasy Football League, all right, the situation is this: Viking Mo has won the damn league the last 2 years in a row since we started with the traveling trophies and name on the trophies, and it's the Packer League, and it's got Viking Mo on it twice. So we have to stop him this year. And Ben was first round, and he came up short.
I got screwed by the refs.
Just
like the Bucks. Not tonight though. I was watching the Bucks.
Yeah,
they look like crap today.
Well,
they don't know how to cover 3-pointers. They just leave the guys wide ass open on a 3-point line.
Really, because they've been doing really good with 3-pointers most of the season here. No. That was a point of emphasis for them. Oh,
when you play a team that has the highest 3-point percentage in the NBA, you might want to cover 3-point guys. But for some reason, they double team the ball handler and then leave their guy wide open for a 3 all the time, like the whole game. They're getting creamed by 14 points at halftime or something. It's ridiculous.
That's all right. Giannis will bring it back. Don't worry. They'll come
back. Giannis has been doing all he can, but
they'll come back. The one thing about the Bucks, they've had plenty of times where they played like garbage for quite a bit of the game, and they still win because they just don't ever stop trying. They keep playing the game. Like the Bucks are never out of it because they keep grinding and playing, which is what you'd like the Packers to do more often, right? Like when they get down, but they kind of don't tend to do that. Anyway, point is we got to stop.
Can you riddle me this, Batman?
Yeah, we got to stop Viking Mo. It's up to Raider Rick this week. Raider Rick could do it this week. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to win, and it's going to be up to me.
Why do the Bucks play Ingles over Pat Connaughton?
I don't know.
Because he sucks. He can't hit anything. I don't care. He can't hit a damn shot, and he's so slow on defense. It's ridiculous.
I have
and he gets no rebounds. He is useless.
I've seen nothing of the guy. I want.
Be happy you didn't, because tonight he was terrible.
I'd like to see the Bucks shorten their rotations a little bit. I don't care these other guys are back. I'd like to see Javon Carter playing more. He was doing really good.
I like to see. Today.
Well, I like it. I think when the more guys that get in there, he tends to shy away from being aggressive, and I like him aggressive. And so I like him spelling Holiday and him playing someone.
He
Holiday's
started
not
today.
in there. Well,
He
good.
started at small forward.
Small forward.
Even though he was like 6 feet tall. It made no sense.
Huh. Well, maybe
they had Drew
Coach
Holiday.
Bud. He's mixing
playing
it up.
Defense on Kevin Durant.
Smart.
That ain't gonna work.
No, it's not.
Anyways,
you know what works. Crap. That's all right. They're still doing great.
And
they're gonna be fine.
Bobby Portis.
They're gonna be fine.
Can we get the guy getting the ball? Sometimes like he touched the ball twice, made 2 baskets, and then on defense he got like freaking 5 rebounds when he was only in there for like 5 minutes. It's like, can we get some Bobby Portis, please?
He's been getting the good play. I think it's weird that they got some of these guys back now, and they're going to start. It's going to screw with their rotations. I don't like it. I like what they were doing before.
This Ingles guy he's bad. He's like just useless bad. All right.
Is Grayson Allen still there and getting in there?
He starts.
Well, I don't get it. Then stop it with all these guys. And you got Middleton back?
Middleton, he's out. He hasn't played 4 games.
Oh, he's taking a rest. All right. Well, rest Middleton then.
Anyways, I guess it's a Packer podcast, so I guess
all
we
right, Packers. Sorry,
David's
waiting. Merry Christmas, David. Big news. How do you feel? Anybody else? How do you feel? David's the only one here. David, how do you feel about the big news? Elton Jenkins, second highest paid guard in the whole NFL. Wow.
Top 10 offensive lineman in the NFL in pay. Second highest paid guard.
How can the Packers
for a guy coming off an ACL injury? Don't understand it.
And he's a nice guy. But apparently, Ben, it's the greatest gig in the world, right? You get drafted by the Packers. All you got to do, you don't have to be great. You don't have to be even like that good. You just got to be decent. And the Packers are so... Does it go back to the GM? Is it like the Packers think they're so awesome at evaluating talent that if guys that they drafted play pretty well, they're like, that guy's one of the top guys in the league. So we're paying him like a top guy in the league. It's a pretty sweet gig, really.
I don't know, man.
I mean, get drafted by the Packers and just don't suck, and you probably get a good second contract. It's crazy.
Elton Jenkins is the Kenny Clark of offense.
Too much.
That's what he is.
Too much, Dave. You're right. Too much.
You know what I'm saying? Elton Jenkins is the Kenny Clark of offense. There'll be two games a season where he dominates an entire game. Like Kenny Clark dominated this last game against the Rams. He played great. Of course, he's going against the 9th and 10th offensive linemen on the Rams on their depth chart. So it wasn't like he was going against anybody any good.
That helps.
Because even the 5 starters on the Rams offensive line at the beginning of the year were crap. So you want to get the 9th and 10th guys on the list there. You're going to look pretty good against them. But anyways, Elton Jenkins is that. And then the rest of the year, he's just like, And
he's not super great at any position outside of guard.
No.
Right? So they play him up as this uber versatile guy. The other wild question is, how can you have this much money in Bakhtiari, this much money in 2 offensive linemen, and $60 million going to your quarterback next year? Like, how is it possible? And you're going to pay Jordan Love. I mean, come on, man. How's it possible?
Well, next year, Love's still under contract.
I know, but fine. We'll take him out of the equation. How do you pay that much to a left tackle? You already have that much in a left tackle. You already have that much in your quarterback, and you're going to pay a guard this much. How is that possible?
It's possible because they're going to restructure and or cut Bakhtiari, restructure and or cut Aaron Jones.
Oh,
they're going to wait till June 1st and cut and or trade Aaron Rodgers. And then they'll be fine.
Now, here's the guy they should be offering a contract to. And you're right, David. Freaking Keyshawn Nixon. Did anybody else get to watch Total Packers?
I did. I watched it today.
Packers shows in existence. Not really, but it is good because you get to hear from some great players. And Keyshawn Nixon was the player this week. He's just awesome.
He's the K9.
He's amazing.
I didn't even know that they called him K9. It makes sense since it's K and an N.
Right.
Keyshawn Nixon. But I said, I think it was week 4? And I was like, he just got dog mentality. Get that guy in there, him and Rudy Ford. Yep. And of course, no one else said that other than me and you. And then, of course, now everybody's like, Keyshawn Nixon, he's so great. The last couple of weeks, right? And Rudy Ford, oh my gosh, you're so great. There's a couple guys who said that a long time ago. That they should have been playing this whole time. I don't know who those 2 guys are, but whatever.
It's not that hard, right? guys that show up on the football. I don't care because I don't look at where they were drafted, where they came from, what they did before they got here. I don't care. If the Packers put you on the field and you start making impactful plays, I want that guy in the game. Like, that's the guy I want on my team, and I want him in the game. And that's all Nixon's done every chance they've given him since he's been a Packer. It's insane. And he's super excited to be here. Watch his interview. He's super excited to be here. He relishes the opportunity. Like, it means something to him to be playing for this franchise. And the dude has the most 30 plus yard kickoff returns in the NFL this year.
I don't know, something like that.
He has the most 30 plus yard kickoff returns in the NFL. Now, he hasn't broke one for a touchdown, but he's got like quite a few, like 40 some 50 yard kickoff returns, 60 yard kickoff returns. And he's the guy that literally, he's got like some of the best hands on the team. So he should also be your hands guy. And he tackles people, and he's aggressive, and he has total confidence in his abilities. And he actually, I mean, it's also a useful skill. There was a thing I saw from somebody this week that said Keyshawn Nixon has been lobbying to play slot, not slot corner, slot receiver.
That's what Matt LaFleur said.
I don't care. Put him in there too. He's good at running in open space. You get him the ball, he finds lanes and gets yards, runs tough, takes care of the ball, catches it. I use him as a two-way guy. He should be on the field all the time. Defense, offense, special teams. Keyshawn Nixon all the time.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
Okay. Well, what do you think about him?
I think he's great, but I think we got a lot of guys on offense who don't get the ball enough the way it is. Or in the right spots. Robert Tonyan, though. When does Robert Tonyan ever get the ball up the seam? Never. He gets it on a stupid screen pass with Allen Lazard blocking for him. Okay, so that's going to get you 2 yards. Awesome. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to tell you something. Well, you know this because you watched Total Packers today.
Total Packers.
Matt LaFleur gave out 2 game balls on offense in this last game. Do you know who they were?
I watched it yesterday. I think it was Allen Lazard for his incredible blocking and Mercedes Lewis for his incredible 10 snaps of blocking.
Right. You are correct. Not A.J. Dillon,
who
got 2 touchdowns and ran all over the place. Not Aaron Jones, who got a touchdown receiving touchdown. Of course, it really wasn't a receiving touchdown, but it was Aaron Rodgers waited until just enough until he was passed. Then he threw it. Then it was a receiving touchdown. And a bunch of good running plays. Not Romeo Doubs, who came back from injury and had a great game with a bunch of catches. No, none of that. Allen Lazard, who they showed. Then the other thing that's funny is they mentioned Allen Lazard, and prior to that, The Rock showed A.J. Dillon's 8-yard touchdown run where he got hit at the 4-yard line and then ran over like 5 dudes to get to the 1-yard line, and then Zach Tom and a bunch of dudes shoved him into the end zone.
Yeah.
But the thing that's so funny is the reason why he got hit at the 4-yard line was because Allen Lazard totally whiffed on his block. Yet Allen Lazard got the game ball?
Yeah. Allen Lazard.
If anything, A.J. Dillon should get the game ball because he had to run through Allen Lazard's crappy block or missed block. Allen Lazard shouldn't get the game ball. That's like if you go somewhere and, like, you know, if you work in sales and one guy continuously sells, like, you know, cars or something. He sells like 3 cars a day. And this other guy sells 1 car a week. And then they came in one day and they're like, "Hey, we're going to give out a bonus today for the best guy." And then the guy who's the best, he sold 4 cars, and then another guy sold 3 cars, and then another guy sold 2 cars, and then another guy sold 2 cars. And then this other guy who sells 1 car a week came in and he talked to somebody, and they're going to come back tomorrow. But that's the guy who got the bonus because he talked to somebody and they came in tomorrow. That's Allen Lazard and Big Dog getting the game balls this week.
Dang. You're like going back to
stupid and pathetic that Matt LaFleur doesn't know enough about his own freaking team that those are the 2 guys who get the game balls, not the running back who had 2 touchdowns, not the other running back who looked great, not the receiver coming back from injury, not the offensive line Zach Tom who played great again. No, none of those guys. A receiver who missed a block that didn't matter because your running back ran through the block and got 3 more yards and got a touchdown. And then another guy who caught a pass who he wasn't expecting to get the pass because he was supposed to block on the play, and then he was just standing there because nobody knew he was going to get it, and then Rodgers threw it to him, and then they got a first down. Really? Those are the two guys? Those are the two guys? Matt LaFleur?
I think it's pretty fair to say that Christian Watson is a much better blocker than Allen Lazard already.
Christian Watson is the reason why. Okay, I know we're not on the radio, but if I was doing the silent but deadly player of the week, it's Christian Watson. Because he took the coverage off the defense. They had two guys on. They put Jalen Ramsey and had him follow him all over the place, and then sometimes even double team Christian Watson, which gave it open season for Romeo Doubs to get open.
Mm-hmm.
Good job for the running game. Christian Watson had great blocks in the running game. He had good blocks on pass plays. Christian Watson was a silent but deadly player of the game for sure for me. And if anybody should have to go involved with him, yeah, silent. Well, that's not silent at all. But that's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Allen Lazard and big. Oh my God, Matt LaFleur. It blows my mind. And that's the reason why we lost 5 games in a row. This coaching staff has no clue what they're doing.
Yeah,
none.
I agree with that.
Period. They don't know.
And no control.
Well, that too, but that's something different. But the fact it just tells you all you need to know. All you need to know.
Yeah. I feel like, they want to spread the stuff around. They want to, massage the guys that have been there and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, dude, there are clearly guys. It's the same thing with Savage. It's the same thing with the clip I played from Barry, whatever it was last week or the week before, where, I still believe in Darnell. How do you still believe in Darnell Savage? You don't need to say that. Look, these other guys are on the field. You've already made the change. It took you way too long, but you finally did it. And it says, we believe in these guys more than Darnell Savage, because you should. And because their play says that. Like, you don't need, this is a business. This is and if you look at it all the time, right? These guys only get 17 opportunities to play games that are guaranteed. It's not a lot of opportunities. So it's not like baseball or whatever. You pay 180. You got to get the
wait
best.
That long.
Yeah.
Either you don't know what the issue is,
right,
or you're so stupid that you won't make the change because of some kind of relationship thing. If you keep doing like that, you're going to get canned. This is not some other league where you can trust a guy and get him ingrained and maybe lose a couple games, but he'll figure it out and then become better because he's got athletic freakiness. No, play the guys that are the best to play. Period.
Well, look at Robert Saleh, man.
You don't mess around.
I mean, a top 5 pick on Zach Wilson, and he
number 2 overall pick, not just top
number
5.
2 overall.
Number 2 overall.
Jeez Louise, really? And that little chubby faced kid, he's terrible. He's terrible. They got a great team, and Robert Saleh is like, the only thing that's holding us back is the quarterback. Can we get a serviceable quarterback? Somebody who's actually decent? And look what we can do, win some games. Like, what the hell?
It blows my mind how the Jets fans have just turned on him. Like, they boo his butt at home, like everything. Bad throw. He comes back on the field, like the team gets the ball, and on first down, he's walking out to go get the ball on first down, and they're already booing him because he's coming back out. They want somebody else. It's crazy. And that guy, he's only a second-year player. Like, give him a break at least. But he had to say that thing after the game when they said, "Do you think your play let down the defense?" And he said no. And it's like, dude, you scored 3 points and you sucked. You say yes. You say yes. My defense played great, and it's a shame. We got to get better. I will do my best to get better. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
But he's so entitled that he says no. And you know who his favorite player is of all time?
Yeah. He bonded with him last offseason or preseason or whatever it was.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers.
Good old Aaron Rodgers. A good old nothing burger, Aaron Rodgers. Hear about that? David brings it up. Let's talk about it.
Hand signal gate.
Hand signal gate. You've heard about this story, right?
I have, and I actually
been a whole week already now.
I have to tell you, there are people who do print journalism who should definitely, that's what they should be doing. Because what I ended up doing was I heard about the story and then I watched the Peter Bukowski, Locked On Packers interview with the person who wrote the story.
Yeah, she's pretty
and
rough,
it was terrible. She's terrible at communicating verbally about her own goddamn story. And I'm like, you wrote the story. You did all the research and wrote it. How can you not explain this better? It was horrible. It was a waste of my life for 26 minutes. It was horrible.
Well, it wasn't a waste. I mean,
no, I mean, it was just like so badly communicated. I just should have went back and read the damn article. It was ridiculous.
Well, you got to pay $1.99 or something. To read
all right.
So I didn't care. I just listened
took
to
the free version.
Said,
anyway, it was just, anyway, the point is in journalism, there's just people who do print who should definitely stay doing print. And that's where they should be utilized.
Peter King.
Yes. Peter King too.
He's so bad.
And there's just people who do broadcast and that's where they should live. But it's fine. But anyway, yes, continue on. Sorry.
Well, I'm just the thing about the hand signal gate that bothers me the most.
Yeah. Is that Sammy Watkins got cut right away after the article came out? No coincidence there, Ben?
He should have been cut anyways because he stinks.
Well, right after he threw 2 key blocks?
Yeah, well, apparently. It's funny, but yeah, you're right. Because Allen Lazard and Big Dog got game balls for doing that same exact thing. Sammy Watkins got cut. So what does that tell you? Sammy Watkins is the same thing as Allen Lazard and Big Dog do, and they get game balls and he gets cut. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Whatever. No, but what I'm saying was on Pat McAfee, Aaron Rodgers says, first of all, Pat McAfee says that it had a bunch of anonymous sources on the article, but they weren't all not. There was all names.
Yeah.
All names on the article. All legit names too of teammates now on the team now. And previous members, and then Aaron Rodgers said it's a nothing burger. He said 95% of it's a lie and whatever. He also said that they go over the signals every week. That's what he said. And the guys should know them. But in the article, Jordan Love said that half these guys don't know the signals and they're not written down anywhere. And there's times the coaches don't know what the signals are. They get them wrong. Jordan Love is quizzing the coaches and they don't know what the signals are. Also, there's times where the receivers, where they are now meeting and watching the tape together as a unit. They used to watch the tape as a wide receiver, and the wide receiver coaches would tell the receiver, would downgrade the receivers because they ran the wrong route on a certain play. And they're like, no, look, Rodgers gave that hand signal. He changed the route to that. So I ran the correct route. And the coaches don't know that. So they give the receiver a bad grade, even though Rodgers changed the route, because the coach doesn't know that he changed the route because they don't know what the hand signals are. Also, Jordan Love said that there's times where Rodgers will pull out a signal in a game from 5 or 6 years ago that nobody knows but him. and Randall Cobb's the only one who knows.
Right, Randall Cobb. That's why you had to get him back.
Because even Jordan Love doesn't know. He's like, because I've been writing them down, so I know what they all are. That's what Jordan Love says. But he's like, sometimes he'll do one, and somebody will ask me, like, which one is that? And he's like, I don't even know what the hell that is. I have no idea. But isn't that hilarious?
Yes, it is hilarious.
Because I can remember a certain quarterback in like week 5 or 6, or I don't remember exactly what, but I think it was what did he say again? Oh yeah, simplify. He wants to simplify the offense, right? Simplify the offense. I know a way to simplify the offense. How about if you make hand signals to give hot routes, you let your receivers know what the hand signals are. That would probably help them. That would probably simplify it for them. Because you know what's really difficult, makes it harder, is if you make the hand signal and you don't tell them what it means. Really? I don't know what the hell you think is going to happen from that.
Oh my God.
It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know what to say. It's nothing new. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now. Because the story came out years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With Mercedes Lewis or somebody where he's like, yeah, Rodgers just changed the call. He changed the calls all the time. Even back with Mike McCarthy. And even Big Dog, Mercedes Lewis, I saw him in an article a couple of years ago or an interview, and he said, yeah, Rodgers changes the call all the time.
It's always good to, with a fine-tooth comb, go back over your own stuff. You know, be very critical of yourself, your preparation for the week, your performance, your mindset, all that stuff, and then make tweaks that need to be made. But for me, I'm not going to change, you know. It's always good.
That's hilarious, because you know what he said in his interview this week?
What did he say?
He said it's really stupid to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
He's the ultimate hypocrite. He goes with the wind. He goes with the wind, bro.
I'm not joking. He said that.
Oh God, he's so exhausting. Can you
believe that?
Why did they give him so much money? Oh my God, we could be rid of this dude. And we got some nice comments from people here who watched our show last week and the last, in recent weeks and said, "Oh, just one more year of Rodgers, guys."
No,
one more year is all you got to deal with. I don't want to deal with it. I want to just have my team back. This is stupid. Like, dude, why? Football is a team game where everyone needs to be on the same page most of the time to get stuff done. Like, that's how it works. And if you've got one guy who thinks he knows more than everybody, including his coaches, so he wants to change stuff however he thinks it's going to work out best, and then wants people to go with his changes, but doesn't want to tell them what the changes are, that's insane. It's insane. There's no way it can work unless you have guys who, like you said, and like we had for a while, where you had these guys who were with him for so many years. And it just goes back. It unravels the whole mystery, right? Why does it take guys so long to earn Rodgers' trust? Why does it take them so long to be productive playing with him? Why can't rookie receivers be productive right away like we see on other teams? Why? You have your answer why. It's him. One guy, because of the way he wants to play. And how selfish is that? How counterproductive is that? Ask yourself as a Packer fan. Like, come on. Even if you're a Rodgers fan, like, dude, why do you want football to be so hard? Why do you want to make it hard for your teammates? That makes no sense. And you as a leader should never, leadership is not demanding everybody to do it my way. Leadership is figuring out what you have, and especially in a team environment with 46 active guys, 53 guys on the roster, guys you have to play with, guys you have to work with, guys who have to be on the same page with you to get something accomplished. Leadership is figuring out what you can do to help everybody else be better and to make everything work. That's leadership. This guy's never done that. Never. Sorry.
Well, David's talking too about after the game when he, called out Watson for not reading the signal on that little
stupid. And it was a shitty pass. It was low and it was behind him anyway.
And that Watson was run blocking on that play because it was a run call.
Yeah.
And then Rodgers gave the signal, and that was the other thing. He didn't look. They asked him about it after the game. They're like, "Hey, on that play, you didn't even you threw the ball before you even looked over there." Blah blah blah. Like he threw it without even looking to see if Watson read the signal. And that's his thing. He predetermines.
He's testing him in game. He's testing a guy in the game.
I don't know what he's doing. But when you have a lead like that, you can just run the damn ball. Yeah. Just run the damn ball. Is it really that hard to just run it? Number one, it wastes clock because that was an incomplete pass. You're trying to run the game out, right? At the end of the game when that happened?
Yeah.
It's just dumb. The guy's dumb. I'm sick of him. I'm tired of him. I don't want him anymore. Can we please go? Go away forever, please. I'll even take the $60 million cut next year. Pay hit.
I would take it.
I would be willing to lose Aaron Jones. If they had to cut Aaron Jones, to cut Aaron Rodgers, I would do it. Because you know what? Aaron Jones, I love him. He's going to win Walter Payton Man of the Year this year. Yes. And then after that, they'll be stupid and cut him because they got to cut Rodgers too. And that's the only way they can save enough money to even field the team.
Then we'll finally have another. Then we'll finally have another Packer who wins Walter Payton Man of the Year. Were you surprised when I told you that last week?
No.
You weren't surprised that nobody since Bart Starr 1969 was an actual Packer that won the freaking Walter Payton Man of the Year award? No Packers since 1969 have won it.
Jim Flanagan?
Jim Flanagan, he was on the team for 1 year and he won it as a shared award with some other guy. And I even had to go back and look at that because I was like, when was Flanagan on the Packers again?
It was like 1 year after his Bears career.
Yeah. But he built up all of his good cred during his Bears career, and that's what helped him win the award. So I don't even consider that as like a Packer. He won it as a Packer, or that he was a Packer that won it, even though he was technically on the team that 1 year that he was nominated. I don't know who else was on the team that year. Jimbo had to get nominated, but Jimbo's a good dude. I mean, he kicked our guys, Algoma players' asses in high school. We saw
I stood
that
next
plenty.
to him once.
Yeah.
I was a freshman and he was a senior. He was 2 inches tall. He was 2 inches taller than me and 150 pounds heavier than me.
Was that in track?
Yeah,
He stood next to him? Yeah. He was a track dude at Southern Door. Anybody who remembers Jim Flanagan and ever watches our show? Went to Southern Door High School. Jim Flanagan and Southern Door kicked the crap out of our school all the time. But Ben,
he was 6'2" or 6'3", 256 pounds or something like that.
Did he run too, or did he just throw in track?
He threw.
Yeah,
he did all throwing stuff.
Yeah,
but I was getting ready to do my hurdles, and it was right next to where they were throwing. And I was talking to Troy Brightlow.
But he was fast enough back then because he didn't get that big until he went to college, and they told him
he was still 240, 250.
I know, but he was a
running back in high school.
Yeah, he was a running back and linebacker, and so he was middle linebacker and he was fullback. Yeah, but they handed him the ball all the time at fullback, and then he kicked and he did everything right. But then he went to Notre Dame and they had a bunch of fast linebackers, and they're like, "Well, you're not going to play at linebacker, so if you want to play, you got to gain some weight and become a defensive lineman." And that's why he became a defensive lineman. So that was the deal, because the dude was a 245-pound machine. Would have been a great linebacker, but when he went to Notre Dame, there was no space for him, so he had to gain weight to play. And that's what happened. Anyway, Jimbo Flanagan, good dude, Southern Door, congratulations. Walter Payton Man of the Year, shared award back once for the Pack. Now Aaron Jones is the next guy.
He better win it.
I know.
Hey, apparently you have to go to Twitter and do some kind of thing. That's the only way you can vote for him to win. And so I don't know, but you got to get on there. You can help Aaron Jones win by voting for him. If you look up, if you watch the, if you just type it in, I think it'll tell you how you can do it. Like do a search for,
there's a little
Man of the Year, or whatever, Aaron Jones, and it'll tell you how to do it. But it helps him maybe get it. So
it helps him win. So what it can do is it can help him win the $25,000
for his
prize for his charity, which is outside the because the award is voted on by former players. So fans and all that, but it can help him win more money for his charity. And then if he wins the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, then he gets like $250,000, I think, for his charity or whatever.
Oh, well, then don't worry about it then, because he's going to win the Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's
got to do it.
He's got to do it. It's dumb if he doesn't do it. It's stupid. Yeah. I mean, come on. How dumb are you, NFL?
David brings us back. He'd pay to hear what the receivers say about 12 when he's not around. Woo, boy.
I don't know, man. I don't know, David. I don't know what they would say, because I don't think they're... I think they're too afraid to get out.
What if we could get Greg Jennings, Donald Driver? Who else will tell the truth and isn't like a Rodgers placater, little whooping boy? Ooh, I mean, Finley is a little... Finley will probably say it, though.
Jeff Janis.
Jeff Janis, that guy got jobbed by Rodgers how many times?
A million times.
And then when he absolutely had to throw to him, freaking Janis made some plays.
Yeah.
Right?
Rodgers is an ass.
Yeah.
100%. There's no other way to say it other than he is an ass.
And he's just, that's the part that drives me crazy. He's so damn selfish in a team sport. Like if he was this selfish and it was golf or whatever, okay, whatever, dude, fine. But right now, you play football, one of the most team-oriented sports that exists. So for you to be that selfish and always wanting people to adapt to you, and even going against your coaches and everything else, it's just mind-boggling how the Packers have put up with this crap. And it goes back to money. I get it. It goes back to all this other sort of stuff. I get it. And I understand he's made some miraculous plays and he's done some great things and all about it, but he hasn't won when we wanted him to win the last 12 years. So I don't know.
All right, let's get off of him. I'm sick of him.
Can they do it this year, Ben?
No.
What? It's lining up. It
doesn't matter. They still have Aaron Rodgers, so they're not going to win because he's an idiot.
I know the Giants won and beat the Commanders, which I wasn't anticipating. But the Commanders got a couple of tough games coming up too. So the Commanders are likely to lose 2 games. All right. The Seahawks are going to fall out. I think the Giants are in. So it's going to be exactly what I said. It's going to come down to Lions, Packers, week 18, which I said before Florio and before anybody else. And I don't know. Now you're going to play in the freezing ass cold temperatures in January at freaking Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Which let's talk about that. Let's talk about that really quick. Did you also see from some of the guys who are first time guys to Green Bay winter who were sleeved up and running around like, God damn, it's cold out here? I think Quay Walker was running faster than he had in a while just because it was so cold. He was trying to stay warm.
I know. I saw a lot of guys with their sleeves, no sleeves. Christian Watson had no sleeves. I was like, get some sleeves on. You
Yeah, but he
dumbass.
went to North Dakota. He played in North Dakota.
I don't care. He's wearing no sleeves. I was like, get some sleeves on. You're going to hurt yourself.
It was probably going to do some damage to his skin. Could get frostbite. But Quay Walker's wearing sleeves.
So I got
Quay Walker, dude from the South, is college in Georgia.
Look at that.
And he comes up here in Green Bay. Ow. He comes up to Green Bay. He's like, damn, it's cold. Kingsley Enagbare and other guys. Like, come on, man.
Well, hey, I'll say this.
It's
Kingsley
cold.
Enagbare, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt.
55 was doing some justice to that number.
All those guys played great. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Zach Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap. All these rookies are playing outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah. Future's bright. Could be brighter if one guy would leave.
It'd be really bright if he'd leave. And you could take Mason Crosby with them.
Oh, poor Mason.
You can take Alan Lazard with him, Big Dog with him. You can take Dean Lowry with him.
Oh, Dean
You
Lowry.
can take Devondre Campbell with him. You can take Adrian Amos, Savage with him.
Amos was playing all of a sudden aggressive.
He had one play. He had
a couple plays where he actually attacked. More than one.
Dude, he had a bunch of plays where he got his ass kicked.
Well,
I mean he wasn't
that's to be expected.
And I didn't watch the all 22 today. Or for this game, should have, but I just don't care anymore. So, but Rasul got schooled a couple times.
Yeah,
but they must have had some pretty good coverage because there's a bunch of times where Baker dumped it to his check down route, like over and over again in that game. So they must have been doing something good in the backfield. You know, you can never see on TV. Because he had to dump it to the, because I was getting so mad because I got Van Jefferson. I was like, can we just throw it at Van Jefferson, please? And he'd dump it off to the running back and dump it off the tight end and do these short passes. And I'm like, Baker!
I don't know why you started Van Jefferson. That was my one question mark for you. I was like, man, in fantasy,
I was going against the Packers. And I
know, but I still would have gone with one of your other guys, Dotson
I didn't think
Dotson.
Dotson was coming back from an injury too. I didn't think he was going to be playing that great.
I know.
I got screwed by the refs, dude. My
awesome. Refs. I get it.
My awesome running back went to IR. Pierce from the Houston. I got screwed.
Dang it. I'm sorry.
And then, of course, I got Sanders, who gets a bunch of yards, and Jalen Hurts gets 3 freaking 1-yard rushing touchdowns in the game. Are you kidding me? You can't hand the ball to your running back once or twice?
Oh, the Packers can't. Oh, no. Rodgers did hand it off more times, but let's talk about handing it off, and let's talk about, you mentioned that A.J. Dillon touchdown. This is the thing I've been talking about for a while. I hate the way the NFL changed these rules. It's changed the game a lot, where now you can push the pile. It used to be a penalty. If you got in there and started pushing the pile, it was a penalty. So people didn't do it. And now, like, the reason I don't like this is, number one, it's completely unfair to the defense because the defense is trying to tackle the guy with the ball, right? And yes, so they have to worry about tackling the guy with the ball. And then the offensive guys can just come in there and push that guy and push the whole thing, but they can't just tackle those guys or do something to stop those guys from doing that. So literally they are in like a really, really bad position, difficult position, no win position. It's going to be a successful play anytime you can do that, except it also leads to what we saw, which was an Aaron Jones fumble because the damn play went on so long and they were like, oh, they're just pushing the pile. And then, oh, well, if you get held up that long and guys are going to push the pile and it's this big like scrum kind of thing, well, then guys, I guess, can rip the ball out.
I was surprised that wasn't called, forward.
I just don't like it. I don't like it.
It was weird.
I don't like the rule at all. It should be illegal. It should still be illegal. The guy with the ball can go as far as he can go. When he gets stopped, he's stopped. I don't want these other guys to be able to push him. I think it's an unfair. I don't like it at all. I don't. It's unfair to the defense, and the defense has enough stuff already unfair.
It doesn't. The NFL wants drives to continue and points to be scored. They're going to let that happen forever now. It's over.
Just like quarterback sneaks, just like the Eagles do the quarterback sneak, where you have guys come behind the quarterback and just push his butt, like push him forward.
Yeah. Speaking of Eagles, did you know who's starting this week? My guy, Gardner Minshew, Green Bay Packers quarterback next season.
Tim Murray's here. Hey, Tim Murray, how are you? Another great show. I don't know if it's great, but we're here.
It's not great, Tim.
Merry Christmas, my friend. Happy Christmas. Whatever you were. Maybe you're British. Happy Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Yep, that too.
All the things. Kwanzaa and.
Are you excited for Gardner?
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. Hopefully I can see it.
So you're going to take off and run for some touch from Tuggies too, or?
He does it time to time.
Oh,
he's just a good guy. He's really smart. I love Gardner Minshew, man. If he was a Packer quarterback, it'd be awesome. Because he's Brett Favre. He's like Brett Favre, but not an asshole.
Maybe he could be next year. Actually, that was one of the trivia questions. Let's do a trivia. Let's do a question because this show's all over the damn place anyway. So let's do a quick trivia question. One of the trivia questions I wanted to ask last week is, so you had talked about previously about how, Aaron Rodgers has never had any of these, any good backups to challenge him, right? Not like the Brett Favre era where Brett Favre early on had good backups to challenge him. And then once Holmgren left and he wasn't like in danger of being yanked at any moment, he threw a pick. Yeah. Then they were like, screw it. We'll just have crappy backups like Doug Peterson and other people like that who aren't very good quarterback. Good coach, but not a good quarterback.
Well, they had Hasselbeck for 1 year before he moved on. Got traded to Seattle.
Well, yeah, but
Holmgren wanted him.
Right.
But Holmgren never coached him as a Packer, by the way. He was drafted after Holmgren was gone. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. Oh, good. Hey, look at that. Look at the stuff you learned from Hafen Bros. Okay, so stuff I learned. But the point is, the one question I wanted to ask is, if we hadn't had this situation with this legendary quarterback who is never going to be challenged and never replaced.
Yep.
Of this whole time between the Brett Favre era let's just go with the Aaron Rodgers era. We want to go Brett Favre. Which quarterback do you wish you would have been able to see as a Green Bay Packer who would have been a guy they brought in to challenge somebody who maybe was going to be a backup, but maybe was going to get a chance to play sometimes. We don't know. But of the interesting, fun, good quarterbacks, and you can choose it for whatever reason you want. It doesn't have to be because he was like a super good talent or whatever, but guys that have been changed teams, right? Like guys that haven't been, this is our guy. We drafted him. He's going to be our guy. Which of those quarterbacks during the Aaron Rodgers era do you really wish you would have been able to see in green and gold?
None.
What?
I can't. What are you talking about? I don't understand. That's a dumb question.
Maybe I'm not phrasing the question.
That's not trivia, you idiot. Trivia is there's a known answer, and then you ask me the question for a known question.
Did I say trivia?
You're just saying. Which guy?
This is for debate. This is for debate. Sorry,
which guy?
This is debate
Come on,
show.
dude. What's up? Gardner Minshew. He's the best.
Gardner Minshew. See, I would have had Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would have wanted Ryan.
Well, I was thinking Ryan Fitzpatrick too, but he's crazy, so I don't know.
I would have loved to have Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I don't know.
My Packer quarterback for at least a couple years.
He did go shirtless at the Bills playoff game a couple years back. He showed up with no shirt on, and it was like, whoa!
Come on!
See that one? There's that one game where there's a whole bunch of guys that showed up with Ryan Fitzpatrick jerseys from every single team he was on.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was funny. I can't remember what game it was, but it was like a Thursday night game because now he does the whatever, the halftime show and the pregame show.
It was like a couple weeks ago. Well, it might have been when they were. Yeah, it was when they were maybe in Green Bay, and Tony, what's his name? Tony Gonzalez was like freezing cold and like layering up all this stuff, and Fitzmagic is like taking his jacket off, and come on, man. I like of all the guys. I mean, maybe I'm missing some, but like, and just because he was a character, because he was exciting. Yeah, you have some terrible games and throw 4 picks sometimes. So we already got used to that with Brett Favre. So,
well, I mean, the other guy would be Matt Hasselbeck. Obviously, I'd want him back.
Yeah,
because he would have been awesome. He was already better than Favre ever could have dreamed of being, and better than Rodgers. as a quarterback of a offense, I think Matt Hasselbeck is better than Rodgers. Rodgers is more talented player, more talented passer of the ball. But Hasselbeck had just all kinds of good things there.
Jonathan gets it. Tim Murray Flynn. I would love the character, and I think it would have been fun. And Fitzpatrick would have been my guy. I would have loved to see him as a Packer at some point. Would have been cool. Fans would have rallied behind the guy. It would have been fun.
I would have wanted to see Vince Young. They did bring him in.
Vince Young.
Who else? Who's the other guy they brought in that sucked?
Oh, you already saw.
Who's the guy from
Sean Kaiser?
Sean Kaiser. Yeah, that's how I wanted to see him.
We got to see Scott Tolzien, and the fans liked him.
Taysom Hill, who was here, and then they let him go.
Taysom Hill.
Who's the Seattle guy they brought in and he got to play a couple times? Really short guy.
Seneca Wallace?
Yes, Seneca Wallace. Yep.
That was when awesome. Rodgers got hurt. That's who in 2013. Yeah. That was the year where they had Seneca Wallace and Scott Tolzien.
Yeah, and Tolzien played against the Eagles, and it was really bad. He threw like 3 picks in the first half.
Wallace played first, and he was terrible.
And he got hurt in like a week. Well, he got hurt, I think, in the second game.
He got hurt too?
That he played in.
And then Tolzien came in and did okay. And they were like, oh, maybe Tolzien will be okay. And then he made it through 1.5 games. And then they were like, nope. Who's out there somewhere? Matt Flynn on his couch. Matt Flynn, come on back, buddy. And they had one of the greatest comebacks. That was one of the most exciting games and comebacks against Dallas in the 2013 season that I remember as a Packer fan. It was amazing.
Can you imagine if they actually would have had somewhat of a quarterback who could actually play behind Rodgers this entire time?
Right.
Not a single player who was any good, really.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
That's like that. That's like
Graham Harrell. Remember the Graham Harrell years? I was thinking Rodgers got hurt some of those years when Graham Harrell was the main backup guy.
Whew. Well, all I know is, whatever.
Marcus.
It allowed him to become the diva baby that he is today. And
it's true.
I mean, when you don't challenge the guy ever with anything. I mean, you drafted Brian Braum or whatever his name is, but he didn't do anything. And who's the other guy that drafted that year? That was Graham Harrell. Yeah, they drafted both those guys in 2008, right? They drafted Braum in the 2nd round and Graham Harrell in the 7th round.
I think so, yeah.
Because they weren't sure about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, no, Flynn was in the 7th round because then Flynn was his backup for a while. And Flynn was way better than Braum. And they were like, oh, okay, well, one of these quarterbacks kind of worked out. So then they kept Flynn. And then it wasn't until Flynn left that Harrell then took over as – Harrell was like a 3rd round pick, I want to say.
I don't know.
And but never anybody. You're right, never anybody. And then it was, Brett Hundley, and I mean, come on,
just up guys that suck.
Never anybody any good behind Rodgers. Ridiculous. And you can say, well, it was a good thing he was so didn't get hurt and blah 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 and all that stuff. Well, they didn't even try. They weren't even trying. I would have wanted to give me a Fitzmagic behind him once. Would have been awesome. Rodgers could get hurt then. I'd be just fine having Fitzmagical come in.
I don't know.
Anyway,
what are we gonna do? What's the scoop with this game coming up?
This game coming up is it's another Packer win. It's another Packer win.
Really?
Can Booty find the next general? Maybe. Yes, Ben. I don't. All right. The last time I believed in the Packers was the last time I came down super hard, and that was the 2020 season, and they went and lost the damn Buccaneers in the playoff game. And after that, we did our debate show, and I was devastated. All right. And that was the last time I was going to believe in this team. I've been duped plenty of times before. 2016, I believed, a couple other seasons. Yeah, I even believed a little bit in the magic of 2013. I believed in 2014. I believe in 2016. Those are the seasons I really believe Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. And then I didn't really believe in 2019 yet. I was just happy they were good again. But the 2020 season, I believed. And then I was like, that's it. Like when they lost last year, not surprised. It was the same old. Meet a physical team in the playoffs, do dumb crap, don't start the right people, play garbage tackles because you're going to go to the veterans or placate the Rodgers or whatever it is, and you're going to lose. That's what it is. But this season, when I looked at, and it's not even about are the Packers that good? It's about the other teams that are ahead of them are got to play a bunch of tough games, and they're gonna freaking lose. And the Packers' schedule is pretty easy.
Okay, we're talking about Packers Dolphins. Why are they going to win the Packers Dolphins?
Because Miami is a mirage. Miami is a mirage.
Okay, what is the biggest weakness the Packers have besides their dumb quarterback?
Biggest weakness? Run defense.
At this point in the season.
Run defense.
Wrong.
Miami's not going to run. They're going to try to throw it, and they're going to be in trouble for it.
You're wrong.
What am I wrong? What is their biggest? Defense. What is it?
It's secondary play.
Oh, it is not. Not yes, with Rudy out there and Keyshawn out there.
That's two guys.
And Pro Bowler Jair, two-time Pro Bowler now.
Jair has no business being in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he does because he got a few more interceptions this year. That's all it takes. Ugh. It's just like Z got sacks to get in the Pro Bowl.
I know.
Jair figured out I get a couple more picks, I'm in the Pro Bowl. If I don't get the picks, it's harder to make the Pro Bowl. That's what it is.
If they couldn't cover Justin Jefferson, they sure as hell aren't going to cover Tyreek Hill. Are you kidding me?
Tim Murray says Jair versus Hill, Pro Bowler Jair. Put him on him all game long.
But they don't do that. Jair stays on the same side. Rasul Douglas stays on the same side the entire game.
They're going to play a lot of zone.
And here's the thing that's even more dumb. When have you seen Rasul Douglas play great? Last season.
When he gets to play zone.
No.
But also when he gets to play against guys that are bigger and not fast little turd ball.
Okay,
guys.
just can you hang on?
All right.
Last season, when Jair got hurt, what side of the field did Rasul Douglas play on the entire year?
The right side?
The right side, looking at it from where? If you're looking at the quarterback on defense.
Why do you ask me a question that you are going to just tell me I'm wrong?
Okay,
so just tell
here's
me
the thing. Stokes always played. Okay, Stokes always played on
left side of the defense. Left side of the defense.
Left side. If you're lining up and looking at the offense, he played on the left. Rasul played on the right, and Rasul had an amazing season.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's how it lined up.
Mm-hmm.
This time, with Stokes out, Rasul's been stuck playing the left side, and Jair's been on the right the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And Rasul struggles there, except for one game when Jair was hurt, and Stokes played on the left, and Rasul got to play on the right, which was against Tampa Bay, where he dominated. And Tom Brady went after him repeatedly, and he was just like, nope, Scotty Miller, no way, no way, no way. Now, it was Scotty Miller. Don't get me wrong. He's not any good. But Rasul seems to play better from the right side. So can we play him over there? Because he's playing like dog shit on the other side.
Except you're going against the left-handed quarterback this time, and it's going to be the flip, the opposite. Right? Because it's easier for a right-handed quarterback.
That's more picks for Rasul because he's going to throw to the left.
Or right. There you go.
His left.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a very good arm. Well, Jair can't pick out nothing.
He's got all the picks this year. He got a couple of dumb ones that were just thrown to him, but
Rasul got a dumb one that just thrown to him last week.
That's why.
And then he tried to freaking flip it like a dumbass in the middle.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
I was so pissed. He's my favorite guy, but good God, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Adrian Amos is gonna do something with it. He throwing it back to him.
That was really dumb. And I love Rasul.
Jonathan says they will be 8-9 with the Frenchman from Michigan. Who's going to be 8-9? Packers? All right. Look, I just think the Dolphins, I think Tua is kind of a mess. The Dolphins are up and down. They struggled really hard. I get they scored a lot of points last week. Fine. But I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. The Packers are going to find a way to win this game. They're going to get some turnovers on defense. They're going to pick Tua out because Tua's got kind of a noodle arm, right?
He does. But let me ask you a question. What kind of defense do the Packers, how do you think the Packers defense is going to line up against Hill?
They're going to play a lot of zone.
Okay. And how far off the line of scrimmage are they going to be?
Probably 10 yards. Maybe 12.
Okay, so you're telling me you're going to give two super fast guys easy releases off the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And your quarterback who can't throw the ball very far is going to have quick slants and quick passes open to quick guys who can break tackles and are super fast. Is that correct?
I'm going to tell you that.
That equals not winning, idiot. That equals your ass is kicked.
But I'm also going to tell you that you're going to rely on the other team to be dumb and
They're
not
gonna be
throw
done.
those short passes. They're going to try to
They
throw
will
it
throw the
15 to 20-yard passes downfield.
The quarterback can't throw it that far.
He can throw it that far, and he
can't
thinks he
throw it that
can.
far.
It's going to happen. They're going to
The
try
only
to
way to beat them
They're
is
not
to
going to
do
dink and dunk it.
Hey, the only way to beat them is to do something they'll never do, and that's play chuck coverage.
They'll never do that.
You play Rasul Douglas right out of the line of scrimmage.
So they're so
you
worried
play
about getting beat
Jair
over
right
the
out
top.
of the line of scrimmage. You take Quay Walker and you line him up on whoever's in the slot, whether it's Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle or whoever, and you let him get initial shove on him, which messes up the route, and just beat the snot out of him, and then just go after the quarterback every time and let everybody else play zone coverage behind. But at least mess up the route. Make when Tua goes back to pass, make sure that when he looks over here, because he's supposed to go 1, 2, 3 and look there, and that guy's supposed to be open on that slant route, make sure that guy's not there. So Tua has to hang on to the ball for a little bit second, or possibly go to his next read, which might give the Packers defense enough time to get there because Miami's offensive line is not that great.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
That's what they need to do to win. And it's risky because they might get beat over the top because of speed, right? If they don't get the jam on the receivers on the outside. However, take that risk because you might give up 2 touchdowns, 14 points.
You got to take
But if you do that, you'll give up long drives and your offense will be sitting on the sidelines forever because you'll be playing off. Tua will just pick you apart with these short little dummy passes, easy passes, and it's dumb. They have to play Chuck. They have to not be afraid of the speed, which is the opposite of what you would think.
Right. I agree 100%.
With this quarterback, that's how you have to do it because he is not a strong arm quarterback. Their offensive line is weak. So you need to disrupt the speed at skill players so that the offense is not in rhythm, so that Tua can't get in rhythm and gives your defensive lineman maybe an extra split second to beat their guy in front of them to possibly get pressure on the quarterback. That is how you stop Miami's offense. But the Packers and Joe Barry have never shown us that they can do that. They always play off and they play scared against every offense. So I guarantee they will not do that. And that's why they're going to get their asses kicked.
No.
Yes, they will get their balls kicked in.
Nope.
It'll be like 50 to freaking 10
No,
like
come
that.
on. The other thing they can do is control the ball and keep it away from Miami. Now, I also need them to let Jalen Waddle have a good game because I need that for fantasy purposes. But I'm a little concerned about their pass protection on offense, so they got to run the ball. So the Packers got to run the ball, control the ball, and they can still win. Get a couple of turnovers. It's fine. They're going to win, dude. I'm telling you. The other thing is that's kind of wild is as things have developed here, right? More games have been played and things, the picture has been getting clearer. My prediction is becoming even more and more likely because the Packers will have a tiebreaker over the Lions by strength of schedule if it comes down to that last week. So the Packers could be a game behind the Lions, finish with the same record if they beat them in week 18 and get the playoff spot over the Lions because of strength of schedule. So they could even lose this game and still get the 7 seed, Ben.
No,
they can. I'm telling you. And it's not just that they can, they're likely to, because the Commanders are going to fall on their face and the Seahawks are continuing to fall on their face. And so it's one spot. It's one spot. And the Packers are going to
win this game. They have to win this game.
They do not.
Miami.
And they don't even have to win it. They don't even have to win it. It's not
going to happen. They need to win it.
They can be 8-9 and get in.
They need
just like Tampa could be 6-11 and get in. How sad is that? Ugh. Terrible. Also, how sad and annoying is another Viking BS freaking God, disgusting comeback win, vomit all over everything. Vikings.
I agree with you, Jonathan, because that also affected my fantasy football team when Dylan got taken out of the game. He said the doctor took Dylan out was BS because he didn't have a concussion. It was a bunch of crap.
Right,
I agree.
What the heck, man?
That screwed me. Yeah. I scored no points after he got knocked out of the game. And I had Dylan, Christian Watson,
look at that, Tim.
Bobby Wagner, and what else did I have?
Well done, Tim.
Oh yeah, Van Jefferson.
Yeah,
none of
but
those
you
guys
shouldn't
scored,
have.
and I only needed like it's besides the point.
Tim knows it too. 3 losses ago, he said they could lose one more.
That was 3. What? 3 losses ago, you idiot! Not 3 games ago.
I know. I'm telling you, dude, it's all shaping up for the Packers to get in the playoffs, beat the Vikings. Like, just think about it one more time. Just that's the one thing to look forward to in this weird, horrible, dumb season is that the Packers are going to sneak in. They're going to play the Vikings because the Vikings keep squeaking out games right away in the first round. All the Minnesota fans are going to be hyped up, and the Packers are going to go there and knock them out. Za'Darius is going to have 0. He'll get 1 sack early in the game, and then he'll disappear.
This is what's going to happen.
It's going to be fantastic, and all the Minnesota is going to be sad.
If the Packers make the playoffs, what's going to happen is the Vikings are going to end up choking it here. And
Yeah,
the 49ers are going to leapfrog them.
Oh, that would be bad.
And the 49ers are going to be the number 2 team, and the Packers are going to end up going to the 49ers and then getting their balls kicked in, and we're going to lose by 45 points. And then all you freaking idiotic Packer fans that they had a chance and like, I want to see them make the playoffs so they get their asses kicked. No. Because for us to make the playoffs, we got to beat the Vikings. That's going to knock a peg.
Yeah, but the Vikings are winning all these other games. The Vikings are doing fine, man. They're going to be all right.
They're going to lose this week.
Nah.
They play the...
Dude, I thought they were going to lose all these other weeks, and they just keep finding a way to win
They
these
play the
games.
Giants. They play the Giants this week. They're going to lose.
No, they're going to win that
The Giants are another one of those teams that stink and just find a way to win. So which one's going to win? Which team is going to stink that stinks is going to win?
All I know is Za'Darius was getting handled quite often again in this last game that I watched. But he did make a couple of tackles in the backfield when nobody blocked him. So,
well, it's better than most of the guys on the Packers. Because when they get nobody blocking them, they get to the backfield and miss the tackle.
He had actually not even a couple. He had the one like forced fumble when nobody blocked him. Congratulations, Za'Darius. Wow, very impressive. But, whatever.
Okay.
Dude, it's going to be great. That's the one thing in this season to look forward to. Playing the Vikings in the playoffs, knocking the Vikings out of the playoffs, then getting our ass kicked the next week. Congratulations, Packers, on at least providing us with some fun in the season and making all those Vikings fans sad one more time. It's going to be fantastic.
I would rather see...
telling you, bro.
I would rather see Aaron Rodgers... I would rather see the Packers win this week.
Win this week?
And then win next week.
Okay, yeah.
And then play the Lions at Lambeau, and Rodgers throws 5 interceptions and plays like dog shit, and the Lions win and make the playoffs, and then they beat the Vikings, and then they go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it.
I want the Lions to win too. They're so awesome.
And then Rodgers that was his last game as a Packer because they kick his ass out because he had threw 5 picks against the Lions, and he's the sole reason why they lost because they only lost by 3 points. And 2 of his picks were interceptions in return for touchdowns. And that's why they lost the game. And then the fans all turn on him like they should, like I did, whenever I started watching the All 22 and I saw how
swept by the Lions is what you're telling me. Swept by the Lions. And you lost the previous game 15-9 because Aaron Rodgers took 28 points off the board for the Packers.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the other thing. So Aaron Rodgers can criticize Christian Watson for not seeing a sign on a called running play that he decided to change to a passing play.
He's got the greatest gig of all time.
But when he does something stupid, like, I don't know, like not read the defense, that there's a safety over the top, and Allen Lazard just throttles down because he sees there's a safety right there, and he's like, well, that's dumb. I'm just going to sit in the zone. He'll throw it to the zone here. And Rodgers throws a go route when the safety's right there. Like, that's the other thing. And then I guess Lazard took the blame after the game. He's like, yeah, I didn't go all out on that play. That's my fault. And I'm like,
what? You're going to run into the guy?
There. He threw it right to the safety. I know the safety had to move over there, but like the ball sat in the air for 100 years, way overthrown. And the safety was like in the middle of the field and he had enough time to run all the way over there and make a catch. Wow. But nobody blames Rodgers for anything. It's just ridiculous.
What a gig. What a sweet gig.
This is ridiculous. Holy crap.
What? Holy moly.
Christy Zinnergrown.
Happy Christmas.
What do you think of my white Santa beard? I'm trying to grow it again.
Ben is trying to pick up some extra cash for the holidays by being your friendly neighborhood Santa once in a while at the Rochester Mall.
I've been wearing Packer. I've been Packer Santa, but nobody wants pictures with me because they're all Viking fans.
Oh, there's got to be one kid that wants a Packer Santa.
No, there's one kid who kicked me in the knee. Does that count?
Look, man. I don't mean to. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I mean, you can deny it if you want, but Packers are sneaking in. As much as I'd love I want the Packers and the Lions to make the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to happen now because the Giants won, beat the Commanders last week. So, but I would love to see. I'd love to see the Lions in the playoffs and love to see the Lions like take the NFC field because I love the Lions. They're awesome. They're awesome. Love it. If you don't love the Lions, there's something wrong with you. I wish the Packers were the Lions, for crying out loud. I wish you took all the players and coaches from the Lions, put them on the Packers. That would be great to be a Packers fan right now. But we got what we got. We got what we got. And so the Packers I'm just telling you, the Packers are going to make the playoffs. And they're going to beat the Vikings and knock them out. And everybody in Minnesota, in the state you live, are going to be sad.
No.
They're going to be so shocked because they really believe in their magical Vikings this year. And it's just not happening, bro. They do. Look, Eric is here and he loves the Vikings. Eric, do you believe in Viking Mo? Do you believe in your magical Viking season? Another big comeback? Or are you realizing that the Vikings are going to get knocked out right away in the playoffs?
Did you hear that Chandon Sullivan had two turnovers returned for a touchdown against the Colts that got called back on penalty?
Yeah, it was dumb.
Why did the Packers keep Chandon Sullivan? He's so good.
Because they got Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't play him until week freaking 9 or whatever. So how dumb are they?
Because they had Eric Stokes. That's why they didn't keep him.
I don't know.
It's been Mo always goes back to it's been a fun season because he wants to enjoy what he can enjoy. But Mo, are you expecting a playoff disappointment? Tell us the truth. Come on, Viking Mo. Playoff disappointment for your Vikings. It's going to happen. The Packers are knocking them out in the first round. Mr. Rogers played right now in 30 Blizzard. That's the other dumb part. Like, let's just be real. Nobody likes playing in this cold ass temperatures. Like, if they had to go play in Green Bay this weekend, that would suck for everybody involved.
Yeah.
That's not good football. It's not good for the NFL. It's not good for Green Bay. It's not good for the fans. It's not good for the team. It's not good for anybody. So don't give me this garbage. And this is why for years I've said the Packers should not want to be a high seed and have home playoff games because it sucks playing football in Green Bay, Wisconsin in January and getting close to February. It's too damn cold. You can't get a good brand of football there. And you can try to build your team to play in that garbage, but it affects them too. Anyway, that's why there's Packers get in as a low seed. That's much better. Well, I don't know anything else besides playoff disappointments. Poor Viking. Well, I don't think the Vikings are changing for you this year, buddy.
Viking Mo, Kirk Cousins is a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Pro Bowl, Kirk Cousins.
Ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
He's going to tear it up in those drills. He's a very accurate thrower.
He is. He actually is pretty good at those drills.
He made a lot of great throws in that last game. Like, a lot of great throws. And against the Lions, too.
But he had a terrible PFF grade, though, apparently.
Oh, well. I mean, he throws some accurate balls. It's not like Justin Jefferson is open sometimes, but he throws in a good spot.
I'll say this. I was watching the news today, and they showed a route by Justin Jefferson where he ran a 2-yard route, did a zig in, and then a zag back out, then a zig back in, and then a zag back out, and then caught it, and then ran in for the end zone. And the corner had no idea what was going on, and I was like, dang it. He is pretty good at running routes.
Yeah.
I still say he was a product of...
his dumb little dance thing, though, is just
I hate that.
It's just like a little hop, and it's dumb. It's not even a dance. What is that?
I don't know.
Mo says scoop and scores by Sullivan were not penalties. They were early whistles blown dead by the refs. Dumb.
That's
dumb refs.
Dumb
Let
refs.
Chandon Sullivan get his touchdowns. Why? Why are you
Chandon
doing that?
Sullivan is awesome. No,
first Pro
Bowl?
No.
No,
Rodgers
he was injured.
All
those years he got injured, he missed. 18, he didn't make it. 17, he didn't make it.
He missed a couple of years early.
15,
too.
I don't think he made it.
No, not 15. Definitely not 15.
When he broke his collarbone in Detroit, that one year he didn't make it.
He did not break a collarbone in Detroit. He broke his
What did he
collarbone
break?
against the Bears.
He broke his collarbone twice.
Broke his collarbone against the Bears at home, and he broke his collarbone
against the
against
Bears?
his other collarbone against the Vikings in Minnesota.
That was when the Vikings had the end of the decade. I saw the paper around here, and it was like the top 10 Viking moments of the decade. And one of them was breaking Aaron Rodgers' collarbone.
Yes,
That's how crappy the Vikings
nice.
are.
You know, and now I wish they would just take on his contract. And
I wish they break his leg. I wish they break his arm off so he can't throw anymore.
You're so mean.
But then again, I can remember when I used to say that about Brett Favre, and I was like, oh wait, no, you could rip off all of his arms and his legs, and Favre would still have played. He would have had it with his mouth like this, and he would have threw it like that. Rodgers would, because he doesn't care.
And he'd still take money from anybody that would bring money in his vicinity, which he's still shown to do. Brett Favre.
David, I'm not going to Myers bash today.
No Myers bashing
on the Matt LaFleur Packers show.
Yeah, what did they say?
Josh Myers said, "Thanks for always being there for us this season, Packer fans, even though it wasn't always great." And he said, "Happy holidays." He wished you happy holidays and thanks for being great fans, even though we were kind of stunk this year. So I'm going to say, Josh Myers, you get a pass this week for stinking. And
he did.
Thanks for being a nice guy.
He did give up his block. He didn't hold his block either on that AJ Dillon touchdown run. He gave it up pretty quick.
Yeah, but AJ Dillon, I mean, come on. He doesn't need any blocks. If they would actually use it right, he'd be unbelievable.
Hey, Viking Mo, since you're here, will the Packers also be the Vikings next week? Yes, they will. The answer is yes. Just so you know.
Well, the Vikings might not have anything to play for because
they'll still have stuff to play for. The 49ers are right on their tails, man.
Yeah, but after the Giants beat up this week, and then the 49ers win, and they'll realize, well, the 49ers are going to kick our ass, so we might as well just throw it in the tank and just not do anything.
Avoid the 7 seed and try to play the Giants in the first round.
Yeah,
they stink. Yeah,
they want to fall all the way to the 4 seed so they can play they want to play the Giants because they don't want to play the Lions.
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
The Vikings definitely don't want to play the Lions.
Zero's here. Zero says it's destiny. The Packers will defeat the Vikings. Minnesota wildcard weekend. Zero. You're dialed in.
There's no way. Even if they make it to wildcard weekend, the Vikings.
Zero and I have been saying it for weeks. Yes, there is a clear way. Za'Darius shuts it down just like he always does.
Oh, look at this. And look at Mo. The game may not mean anything to the You're funny, Mo. You're so funny. Oh my god. Oh, that's so fun.
Whatever. What are the Vikings going to do if they got to come and play outside in the cold against the Packers? They're going to have such a hard time. And it's going to be sad.
You know what, David? The Eagles might not have anything to play for in the last week, but you know who will? Gardner Minshew. And that's why they're going to keep winning because they got the Gardner Minshew for the next 3 weeks.
People come on here like our old time, our 9 o'clock time. Now we pick it up and we can't.
I know. I can't.
We're too old. We got to sign off pretty soon.
Actually, I don't work tomorrow.
We got to Nagler these guys and be like, sorry, guys. Oh, it's been great. I got to go. Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
Not yet, though. Not yet. Pretty soon, though. One way the 49ers onside kick it every time. That's the way we can beat them. Yeah. Actually, you know what? One way we can do it is just Keyshawn Nixon their asses all the time, over and over and over. Nixon all the time. We talk about that at the top of the show. I want him on the field on offense. I want him on defense. I want him on special teams. Keisha, I don't even like it why did they take him out on some of the punt returns and put Randall Cobb in? Screw that. Randall Cobb is going to do nothing with that. And Keyshawn Nixon will just do it.
When the punt looks like it's probably going to be inside the 10-yard line or in the end zone, they put Randall Cobb in because they're afraid that Keyshawn's going to try to catch it no matter what at like the 1 and then go for it.
He should. He's awesome.
And Randall Cobb will be smart and let it go over his head or call a fair catch if he's at the 10, and then he'll let it go over his head if it's past him.
I want
that's why they put Randall Cobb back
for
there.
It. Our quarterback doesn't go for it, so I want somebody that's going to go for it. Give me Keyshawn Nixon. Take it out, and go. He's so awesome.
Mo, you didn't beat me that bad. You got lucky because all my guys got screwed by the refs, just like you are a ref, and you probably called them, paid them all off, jerk, and we all know that's what happened.
Now you got to face the mighty Woodpeckers from Mars this week, Mo. I think you're going down.
Who cares? I don't care no more.
What? We have to make it. We cannot have Viking Mo be 3 years in a row. No three-peat for Viking Mo on damn Hafen Fantasy Football. No.
If he wins it again, Hafen Fantasy Football just ends.
What?
And I'll say this: I think he played Sarah one time on his when he came back and caught got a better seed. Because Sarah at the end there never even looked at her freaking roster and was starting guys who weren't even playing on bye week, and that pissed me off. So Sarah, we might have to kick her ass out.
Well, she's had a little bit of stuff going on.
I know she has, but come on, Snare. What the crap?
Viking Mo says it's possible. Viking Mo, you're not getting through the gauntlet of Ben, Raider Rick, and me. I'm winning this week, even though my guy that killed it last week, Zay Jones, stunk it up on Thursday night and only got 2 points. Last week he had 37 points. This week he only had 2 points. But that's the key to fantasy football, isn't it? Like big games from receivers in fantasy weeks. That's what you need. What does he say?
Yeah, Sarah gave him a win. It's a bunch of crap. If you look at the stats, my team had the third highest point total of the whole freaking season, and I went up against the third highest point total of points against me of the whole season.
Okay,
and I still ended up the 4 seed, and I won 5 games in a row at the end because I had Christian Watson in there, and he freaking was unstoppable.
They should have used him on Monday night. They didn't use him.
Aaron Rodgers didn't call. He didn't do the hand signal until the end.
I was waiting for him to throw him some passes where he could do something with it, or they'd run a jet sweep with him and he could take it to the house, but they didn't do any of that stuff. Dumb. Well, Christian Watson, you should always do at least one jet sweep with him every game, for crying out loud. Give him the ball.
And at least do like six fake jet sweeps, because the whole defense just follows them, and then you can run it the other way. Super easy. Or sneak the tight end out to that side, and they'll never know.
Damn.
Get some Josiah DeGuara over there. He'll run over a couple dudes and get you 10 yards.
I need Justin Herbert, who's woefully underperformed this year, to
that's what you get.
Have a big game.
Like a jerk.
He needs to have a big game for once this week. Like, he's got to carry my team.
All right. I don't care about fantasy football anymore. I lost them all, so screw it. I'm done talking about it.
Lost. All right. What else you got? What's your prediction for this week? We got to go here in a little bit.
I already told you. The Packers are either going to lose 49 to
Don't give 10. Me either or.
Well, that's what it's going to be. They're going to lose 49 to 10, or they're going to squeak out a victory, one or the other. And it all depends on Joe Barry's defense. It all depends on Joe Barry's defense. Is he going to play tight man coverage, bump and run the receivers, give your defensive line a little more time to get to the quarterback, and have Tua's rhythm be off because the receivers get jammed and then they're not where they're supposed to be when he hits his back foot and he's supposed to throw the ball? If you can do that, you'll win. If you play off 10 yards and let these guys do their route combinations, Tua's just going to throw a 5-yard pass, and Tyreek Hill or whatever is going to run for 50 freaking yards because nobody's going to catch him. And they're going to get creamed 49 to 10. Period. 49 to 10, or like 20, or like 18 to 16.
I was about to make a proposal for the key to the game until I read just before we signed on tonight that David Bakhtiari is not going to play again, because it takes that long to get over an appendectomy or whatever it is.
Who cares? Zach Tom is awesome.
I know, but my proposal was going to be the key to this game, especially with Miami's outside pass rusher, who's pretty damn good, is that the Packers, Bakhtiari is going to be back, and Zach Tom is going to start right tackle in front of Yash. And that would have made that better.
Yash has been stinking up a little bit lately.
Yash has been very inconsistent this year. So
he's still better than Josh Myers.
Well, of course, but now that's not happening. So now I'm a little concerned. So the key to this game is the key to almost every damn game the Packers have won is, are they going to run the ball at least 50% of the time? And if they don't, they're going to lose. Plain and simple. If you go back and look at all the stats, when the Packers have been balanced or heavier on the run than pass, they've won. Basically, it's this, Viking Mo, and you should learn. When Aaron Rodgers takes a back seat and features the running game, this team wins. When Aaron Rodgers throws the ball twice as much as they hand it off, they lose. And those are not in blowouts. Those are in games the Packers are down by 10, 6, 7 points. They still threw it twice as often as they ran it, and they freaking lost. So it goes back to that. This season's Packers team, if they're balanced and they run the ball and feature the run, they will win. If they throw the ball a bunch and don't play through the run and are unbalanced, they will lose. Bottom line. Yes.
What?
I know.
What I said is 100% correct, Mo. Dingleberry.
No, it's not going to come down to Joe Barry's defense. It's about the Packers' offense.
Let me tell you
dictating the game. If they dictate the game and take control of it, they will win. If they don't take control of it, and Aaron Rodgers takes control of the game and thinks he's going to, look at a guy or wink or or have one eye go this way and one eye go that way, and that means, whatever it means to whoever's supposed to be looking at them, then they're going to lose. But if he just hands them all off to 28 and 33, they'll win. And sometimes 27. And sometimes 9. Hand it to 9, for crying out loud. The guy's faster than everybody on the field.
I don't know. I think you're wrong. David says I'm right. David's right. Mo's wrong. You're wrong.
Jonathan says what? I think we win because Hollywood wants to see him play more. Oh, Ben is right. Defense can't play scared. Well, of course they can't play scared, David. They never should. You got to challenge the other team. If you don't challenge them, then you act like the Vikings defense and you just let it give up a bunch of yards and a bunch of points. That's it.
Sorry, the Packers do too.
It's what a bunch of defenses do, except the ones that are fun to watch, who attack people and crush them, like the damn 49ers. Holy 49ers crap.
They're really good.
I love watching the 49ers play defense. That could be like a 3-0 game, and it'd still be exciting because they just fly around and like attack dudes. Holy crap. It's awesome.
Really
all right.
Really good. All right.
Packers, it doesn't matter if they win this week or not. They're still making the playoffs, but I think they will win. Ben thinks they'll lose and still make the playoffs.
I don't know.
We're both on the same page that they'll make the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I just said that. I said the Vikings are going to, if they make the playoffs, here's what's going to happen. The Vikings are going to bite the bullet and lose the last two. If they lose to the Packers, they'll purposely lose the last game so that the 49ers get the 2 seed, and the Packers have the 7 seed, and they got to play the 49ers, and then the 49ers are going to trounce them. Because the Vikings know that they beat by the 49ers for sure, so then they won't have to face them. And then they will play the Giants, who stink. That's the thing that's so dumb. Everybody's like, Vikings want to keep the number 2 seed. Why would the Vikings want the number 2 seed when they're going to have to probably play the Lions or the Packers, who they're probably going to lose to? Where if they stink and get to the 3 seed, then they got to play the Giants, who can't even score any points. You play the Giants. I mean, trust me, if I was the head coach of the Vikings, I'd be like, okay, guys, here's the scoop. We're going to make it look like we're trying, but we're not going to try. Just so you know.
Stefanski, he's going to out-psych them all out. Smarter than everybody else, huh?
That's right. And David says we don't like Florida. He's correct. We don't like it there.
Well, we're going to get a win this time, David. Don't worry. Just follow A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones to victory. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. And Kenny Clark. All right. Everybody have a great holiday, Christmas time. We really do appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Whoever looks at 1 second of our show and our ugly mugs on these shows and are sometimes listen to us on the radio or the Civic Media app or wherever you're at. But seriously, have a good holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Be good, stay good. Enjoy your holidays. Hopefully you get a little time off, a little rest and relaxation, and time to just be with family or loved ones or friends or connect in any way possible. So, peace you guys out. Be good. Happy day.